Gabe, we are entering week 3. Players are scoring points. Players are injured. We are pivoting. How do you feel here? Tua and Achane for Jahmyr Gibbs and a 2027 second in a 12-13, Gabe.
12-13. Man. I think I want Jahmyr Gibbs in a second, Ty.
We'll break it down. Let's talk about it.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
Welcome into the All Gas Trade Show. I'm Ty at TyDeclare44. I am joined by my Goomba Gabe at iGabe_FF on X. And yes, happy Saturday to all the good people of DDFFB. We got another one coming out here for y'all in week 3, man. We got a pivot. We got new news. We got overreactions, underreactions, everything in between, Gabe. How are you doing, my friend?
Oh, yeah, man. It's getting real out here, right? And so I'm doing great, buddy. Doing great. Ready to watch some college football later today and, just get my weekend started.
Yeah, we got the Baku Grand Prix this weekend for F1. We got WrestlePalooza for WWE. It's a busy weekend for your boy. I know everyone else is busy too, so we're not going to keep you too long here. Make sure if you want to be part of the community, patreon.com/allgas, ddffb.com for all the tools that we have. We'll probably use a little bit of the tools today. And of course, just hit that join button. Trades and Chill tier gets you access to the Dynasty Deal Show, the Trinity Show. You get the Destination Chill and everything in between. Become a member, you get the sweatpants emojis. Let's go drop some sweatpants in the chat for your boys. But Gabe, this one, I'm in this league. It's actually Sean's league. And so it's a 12-13. So you got to start 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. It's a PPR, 0.20 PPC, 0.75 tight end premium. It's also a point per first down in there. So everyone's scoring points.
Yeah.
Tua, Achane, Gibbs in a second, right? So there's scarcity on kind of either side of the deal. I didn't mention the start 3 running backs. I didn't mention the PPC, but again, you're kind of going from Gibbs to Achane and then Tua in a second, right? So how much is that upgraded running back worth for you? And what is the value of Tua right now?
Yeah, man. Honestly, I think that's a great question, Ty. So I know on the year so far, Achane has been outscoring Jahmyr Gibbs, right? It's pretty close, but from an ADV standpoint, it's going to be Gibbs, right? Like Gibbs over Achane. That's, what is that delta? I would say maybe a pair of seconds, maybe a second. I don't know that somebody would be willing to tack on anything more than a second at that point. I
don't think I'm really paying any more than a second.
I agree.
Not 2,
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I agree. I think it's probably a second, and even at that point right now, with the way that the scoring has been in favor of Achane, right? But again, let's just say it's for the sake of the trade, it's about a second, right, in value from going from Achane to Gibbs. That being said, though, I do believe the sentiment around Achane, he's always injured, or he's always this, or he's always that, right? Where Gibbs doesn't necessarily have that kind of outlook. So somebody may be willing to, pay a little bit more, right? But either way, neither here nor there. But as far as Tua goes, my friend, I don't have a panic button over here or anything like that. But it has not been good in the Miami Dolphins streets with Tua right now. I mean, you have people that are already calling for his benching. They need to cut him. I mean, everything. It's wild out there. And so for us, from a fantasy football perspective, Ty, I've gotten to the point, man, where I don't want Tua at all. I've, been, a couple people have reached out to me essentially for trades around Tua. It's hey, will you go from, I don't know, Jalen Hurts, right? But I'll give you Tua and CeeDee Lamb. And I'm that sounds great in theory. I'm but I don't want to go from Jalen Hurts all the way down to Tua, who knows, right? And I think I share a lot of the same sentiment that a lot of the community does also, right? And so, again, we have always been very lukewarm with Tua, especially after all the concussions and all the injuries and everything like that. And then now that he is playing, he's not playing very great, right? And, Miami just over the entire offseason was just very disgruntled. I mean, Tyreek didn't want to be there. Tyreek was talking bad on Tua, everybody, right? Everybody was just arguing with everybody. And so I think there's a world, Ty, where, if we're saying the delta from Gibbs to Achane is about a second, I would happily sell Tua for 2 seconds if it were me. And that's kind of where that difference is, in my opinion, because I feel like I could do more with those seconds. If I can go take that 27 second and get me a Geno Smith, a Matt Stafford, I'd rather roll with Jahmyr Gibbs and Matt Stafford than Tua and Achane.
Yeah. to a bottom 10 in EPA per drop back this year. Just no confidence really in the Miami offense in general. Like they looked a little better on Thursday, right? A little better, right? They put up some points, like that was fine. It's not the Tua top 6 quarterback season like it was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, whenever that was, right? But I think it just comes down to what is your motivation here? Do you need a quarterback? Do you want the higher end running back or the pick here? And for Sean, Tua was his 4th quarterback. Hard to sell him for anything, like we found there. He has Herbert, T-Law, and Ward in a retool rebuild this year. So gets into the higher end running back in Gibbs. He gets the 27 second, sends away the Miami super stack of Tua and Achane. Pat Fletcher Cox is a very, very good team. He's competitive in this league as well. So it feels like a good handoff. Again, I think it comes down to what you're going to do with that Tua. If he's your 4th quarterback, he is literally useless because you can't sell him for more. I think I'll take Kittle's crew side of Gibbs in the 2nd, but it is not going to take a lot of arm twisting for me to understand why flat Fletcher Cox got into Tua and HN.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're talking like he needed a QB2, right? Or, whatever that looks like. I mean, I could definitely understand why somebody would make this pivot. But to your point, though, I think Kittle crew kind of hit it on the head. Like, I feel like this is the type of package, though, you have to move a Tua in. Like, he's an additional piece in the trade. He is not the focal point of that trade, right? Like, because again, standalone value, I just don't think it's there.
No, absolutely not. I want to know what the people know. This is a good deal. Like, this is a good trade. But what do the people want? They want Tua and HN? Do you want Gibbs in a 2nd? You let us know. Okay, let's move on to Andre. And we're going to get into the it's Joever section of the show here, my friend, because Joe Burrow, turf toe surgery, 3 months. So I'm kind of like, he could have a late season surge for fantasy, but really I am writing off the rest of the season. I think if the Bengals are 6 and 8, like, are they really going to rush him back at all at the end of the season? If there's an outside chance of them making the playoffs, maybe, but otherwise I could just see them. It just being another lost year for Burrow here, but 16 team, start 10. Superflex PPR, lost Burrow on a contending roster, and the window is probably closing after this year. So Andre is looking ahead. So the deal we have on screen, Joe Burrow in 2 seconds for Justin Herbert. Gabe, you're on the team. You got to win now, man. You paying Joe Burrow in 2 seconds for Herbert?
Yes. 16 by 10. I mean, again, a little bit of a deeper format already as it is. 16, though, a quarterback is scarce, my friend.
Yes.
Very, very scarce. And if I'm on a contending team, I have aging assets, right, where it's kind of like, it's my time right now. I have to go for it. I don't really know, Ty, that this is a big drop-off. Like, going from Burrow to Herbert, I mean, Herbert has looked incredible. And so I am happy to give you a projected 26 late second at this point, right? And the 28 second, I don't even know if that's a real year right now in my head. I mean, we'll figure that out in 3 years from now. But no, the reality is like Burrow and 2 projected late seconds for Justin Herbert for me to continue churning the wheels right now. I am happy to make this trade, man. I'm happy to make this trade because I don't think you're losing much from a quarterback scoring perspective. If anything, you might gain a couple of points too with the way Herbert's been playing.
Our steam on Herbert from last show has not worn off. On the season, Herbert, number 1 quarterback in EPA per dropback, middle of the road for completion percentage over expected. So I could even see more runway here for Herbert. I think on a 16 team, you got to be right at quarterback, man, and those elite ones will matter. So I am fine to pay 2 seconds on top of my Joe Burrow to solve my problem and get into a Justin Herbert. For Andre now as Herbert, Nix, Henry, Kamara, Connor, Tracy, Harvey, Ladd, Tyreek, McLaurin, Sutton, Ferguson, and Kelsey. Yeah, this is probably
that window's closing fast.
Yep. Yeah, that window is on its way down. So get into it there, Andre. Like I said, we got some serious Joe Burrow trades to fly through, so we're not going to get hung up on this one. But how about one from Kukski here? 12 by 12 best ball, Gabe. No flexes. You guys are 2 quarterbacks. It's a 2 tight end, 2 PPR. So we got Kraft and Taylor here in a format that actually caters 2 tight ends, but you're swapping your Joe Burrow for Baker Mayfield. Now, I'm going to tell you something for free. I am breaking my phone for Baker Mayfield, Tucker Kraft, going to the store, getting another phone, and just breaking that one for good measure. I want Baker Mayfield and Tucker Kraft so heavily in this deal. Do you see that any differently?
Well, actually, I was going to ask you, okay, I mean, we're in point scoring season right now, Ty. We tend to do a little bit of crazy things sometimes during the season. But let me ask you, man, Baker Mayfield to Joe Burrow, like 1-for-1. Baker Mayfield has been fantastic. And now that he has Egbuka there and the offense, Bucky has been really, really good as well. Like, what is the sentiment right now for you in that 1-for-1?
I think, well, now that Burrow is, like I said, I'm kind of writing him off for the season, right? Like, what now that they're there, like, you got to consider Baker as a pivot point. I think the Tampa Bay does come with its challenges, right? Like, there's still wide receiver health questions right across that entire room.
Yeah.
They lost Cody Ma, their guard this week, so there's offensive line questions. Yeah, the team is dope. Again, I think I'm cool to pivot, but I think you can definitely ask for a plus on top, just simply because of the age, the Joe Burrow factor, because some people are not off their priors and still want pre-injury Joe Burrow price to move off of their Joe Burrow. And I think that's what happened here, if I could take a guess.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I'm right there with you, man. Like 1-for-1, it's probably still Joe Burrow, but it's not that far-fetched. I mean, for me, I think if I needed points right now, I would probably make the pivot from Joe Burrow to Baker Mayfield, especially with the way that Baker Mayfield is playing. And I will tell you, there's probably about a first in value, if not a little bit more, that's missing from that Mason Taylor to get to that Tucker Kraft.
What's the dog doing?
Give me Kukski side by a country mile.
Yeah, good job, Kukski. How about Diaz? Sends away his Joe Burrow and a 26 first, belonging to that Trophy Chase, friend of the show, Trophy Chase, for Jalen Hurts. So Big Diaz, 12x10 Superflex PPR, 0.75 tight end premium with shallow benches. You know Diaz loves his elite 2 quarterback builds. Hurts for Burrow and a first. Where are you at, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, I think this one is actually going to be very contingent upon what my team is needing, right? If I'm contending, give me the Big Diaz side. If I'm not contending, though, you could talk me into K Charger side as well. Like I said, if I just want to, hey, here's my Jalen Hurts, I'll kick the can down the road, right? And give me Joe Burrow in a 26 first. I'll figure it out. I could go either way with this trade, Ty.
This is a really nice deal. Like, either if one, you are flush at quarterback and Burrow is just you're just going to take that first. You're not going to be losing at quarterback and bank that value. I'm very cool with that. If you're kicking it to 26, I'm cool getting Burrow in a first. Again, like, people always will have that little bit of a stink on Hurts, but I think if you're trying to score points right now, this is the price you got to pay if you want to get into one of these quarterbacks, right? Well, unless it's Baker and Tucker Kraft, then that's a better price. But Diaz, fair handoff price. I like it. We got one more here for the people. Joe Burrow or Drake May, straight up, my friend.
Ooh,
the steam on May, a little turned down, right? It's not. The Patriots, they're okay, right? But how do you feel 1-for-1 here? Point scoring season.
My heart says Joe Burrow. My brain says Drake May. I think, again, this one could probably be team contingent as well. If I'm not looking to compete, it's Joe Burrow for me. But if I need the points right now, give me Drake May, and I will. And this is a good pivot for me, right? Because at the end of the day, Drake May is very well received and very well loved by the community. And so if he goes out there and has a good game or two, he probably could be right there again, neck and neck with Joe Burrow value-wise. Yeah.
Nick Brees is in 12x10 Superflex PPR. Team's a top 4 potential contender, but he couldn't stomach starting that Browning the rest of the season. That's fair. And he actually traded for Burrow right before he got hurt. So that's painful.
That is pain.
Moving on quick, wanted a plus for an even swap for a hopefully rising asset. Yeah, man. Hey, people like Drake May, we know this. Hey, man, do you wanna hop in this hot seat really quick?
All right, let me jumped into the hot seat. All right. It's getting a little warm.
Yeah, brought to you by Tostitos. Let's see here. So we'll put 40 seconds on the clock. We'll go 12x10. I will put Joe Burrow in these things. So max 4 assets. Again, you're not a rebuilding team. You're not a clear super team. You're one of the middle 10 teams. Okay, you're making dynasty decisions in the middle of the season. Are you good to go, my friend?
Let's do it.
Joe Burrow or Kyler Murray?
I don't love that. Joe Burrow.
Caleb Williams and Luther Burton or Joe Burrow?
I don't love that either. Joe Burrow.
Brock Purdy and Marvin Harrison Jr. or Joe Burrow and T. Higgins?
Brock Purdy and Marvin Harrison.
JJ McCarthy, Chris Olave in a first, or Joe Burrow?
Oh yeah, JJ McCarthy.
How about Justin Fields and Daniel Jones for Joe Burrow?
Justin Fields and Daniel Jones for Joe Burrow? No, dude, Joe Burrow.
How about Patrick Mahomes for Joe Burrow and Keenan Allen?
Ooh, I will take Patrick Mahomes.
Jackson Dart and Trey McBride, or Joe Burrow in a first?
Holy Jesus. I'm still going to take Joe Burrow in a first.
Okay. Yeah. It's like conviction's there. Again, you don't want to be prisoner of the moment, right? It's still correct. Joe Burrow.
And I think that's the biggest thing is like wanting to really see like having, obviously we all have our own personal biases, right? With all of these players. And so when you sit there and you're like Jackson Dart and Trey McBride or Burrow in a first, I'm like, I love McBride. But the reality is that if Joe Burrow or if Dart doesn't start until the end of the season, well, it's pretty much the same thing. I'd rather just have Joe Burrow in that first next year, so it kind of goes. Yeah, that was definitely a tough one.
Fair enough. All right. Well, we're done with the Joe Burrow section. You let us know in the comments. What are you doing with your Joe Burrow? Are you moving on? Are you trying to buy in now that the window is here for, again, another injury? Seems like every other year, right? So every other year.
There's always a couple big names, man. Unfortunate.
Always. Let's move on to Vapat does fantasy. Okay. So this one, it's a 14x9 super flex, half point PPR. It's 0.75 for wide receivers, 1.0 for tight ends. It's a 0.15 point per carry and a -2 scoring for quarterbacks, kick return, punt return yards. And this team is currently 2.0. So Vapad sends away Keon Coleman and a 2027 third for Quentin Johnston, that QJ. He has a new life, Gabe. Been really tapped into a lot of the Trinity stuff that's happening. That's if I'm trying to parse through what's happening at wide receiver, I got to start with Trinity. And hey, after week 1, Keon Coleman, Quentin Johnson, both top of the chart. Like they were performing well above the line. They were putting up points in the offense. You want to make that bet. Over the next next week there, Quentin Johnson continued that. Keon Coleman
fell a little bit. Yeah.
He didn't really make a lot of noise on Thursday either, right?
Nope.
So 14x9, you making a bet here, Keon Coleman in a third, or are you taking Quentin Johnston?
Man, talk about a resurgence for QJ. Everybody was writing him off, and that man did not write back. I think for me, this is really just a preference trade. A third really doesn't move the needle for me, right? I mean, sometimes we throw thirds in as just here's a filler, just for me to get my preference. I'm going to take QJ, man. Again, going based off of everything that I've seen with LA right now, Herbert looking fantastic. Herbert really wanting to pass the ball primarily. I know coming into the season, it felt like Los Angeles really wanted to run the ball a little bit more, especially with drafting Hampton. But now that man is slinging it every single chance that he gets. And Ladd McConkey and QJ have definitely been very big beneficiaries of that. And so, yeah, man, I'm gonna take QJ here, and I'm willing to pay that little third as a filler just to get the guy that I want.
Hey, man. Keon Coleman, 6.24 Trinity on the season so far, 11.93 points per game, above the line, but basically at the trend line, right? He's going to have weeks. He is, right? Quentin Johnson, 7.53, 20 points per game. It's just, he's the one that's been showing out. And I'm not going to bite too much of the Trinity show. Go check that out. But I just want pieces of that LAC offense between Quentin Johnson, between Keenan Allen, between Ladd McConkey. Just give me any of them, right? And at 12x9, you gotta probably be starting these guys, right? And for Vapad, his roster is now Lamar, Bryce, CMC, Caleb. He's got Puka, Rice, QJ, Hollywood, Trey Harris, Kyle Williams, and other cloggers, kick return guys, McBride, Mason, Taylor. Starting roster currently has Dortch and Pirine in it after this trade. So the team in a 14x9, a little tough.
Yeah.
But you're starting Quentin Johnson right away. You probably feel better about that than firing up that Keon Coleman. Right. So, I mean, all things considered, Gabe, I'm still taking Quentin Johnson. You got some work to do on that one, Vapad. But if the Quentin Johnson bet wins out, you are going to be jamming in your lineup. He's not going to be on your bench. It's not going to be wasted value. So that's what you got to do. So you did it with a plan. I'm cool with it. Well, Vapad wasn't done there, Gabe.
I would never have expected him to be done.
Right. Got the old All Gas Trade Show League here. So Vapad, you got a couple done this week. One with me. I paid the iron price for old Jake Browning.
You did, actually. I did see that, and that was the iron price for sure.
I sent KLS and 3/3 for Jake Browning. And again, it's 14 teams, start 11, 2 quarterback, a bunch. Yeah, start everyone, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when the price on Mac Jones is Bretton Strange and I start 2 tight end, 2.0 premium, I will eat a couple thirds in KLS for Browning.
Fair.
Also, when the price on Wentz is very high, trust me, I knocked on all the doors and we came back to Vapad. But Vapad here, he sent away a 26-second belonging to No Guts, No Sauce, and a 26-second belonging to Drew C. He got Jaden Reed and Luther Burton. So again, Vapad's team, he has all the first. He has all the future value. He needs to start adding some pieces to this roster. And again, if you're going to use those seconds, you might as well take some upside shots that can increase in value.
Yep.
But Gabe, in this league, best ball, 14 by 11, wide receiver, you only got to start 2 of them, right? How did you feel here when this one came across? 2 seconds or Jaden Reed and Luther Burton?
I mean, I think honestly, both teams kind of accomplished what they wanted, right? I mean, again, Jaden Reed, he's out for the season now, I believe. And so Luther Burton really hasn't, been too involved yet in Chicago, but it's not looking great for DJ Moore. So maybe there is a path here in the next couple of weeks for Luther Burton to get a lot more involved in the offense. Right now, everything is funneling through Romo Dunze and DeAndre Swift. And so, I agree right now, Vapad has so much draft capital that he does need to start going out and actively purchasing injured players or players that he does believe can move up in value. And I think this is a really good move, right? I think Jaden Reed, again, in a best ball league, Jaden Reed is the perfect type of guy that you want. He's going to have weeks where he does have 2 touchdowns, 2 deep touchdowns or whatever it is. And Luther Burton is a guy who we just paid a second for him in our rookie drafts. And now, he just hasn't had the opportunity, but once he gets it, there is a path for him to continue to ascend in value as well. But on the flip side of that too, I don't hate Bad Moon Rising's side either, of just getting liquid off of some of these guys, right? Again, depending on what the teams are trying to do, moving off of Jaden Reed and getting a second could be really beneficial for you if you're a contending team. And later on in this season, you're able to go out and buy a veteran that can help you push for that last little bit into the championship. And so, I actually was pretty good either way here. I thought it was a very square deal between both parties. They accomplished each of what they were trying to do, right? Vapad's trying to get some assets to kind of start to split up some of these draft picks that he has, and Bad Moon Rising, again, if he's contending or just wanting to get liquid, I don't mind the cash out price for either one of these players.
Get off a couple perceived zeros on a team that's trying to score points and get into some guys who could ascend in value. I mean, the Luther Burton especially, right? But
we talk about it though in best ball too, Ty. Like, you got to be very careful about the zeros that you have on your roster. Like, that's another big piece about it, because if not, you're just losing so much potential in your starting lineup by having, a 0 or 2.
I will say, even in a 14-team, 25-man roster, the waivers do have some players on there, and I like to make those room to actually take advantage of that. So this is one way to do it for Vapad. So it started as a late second for Reed. The foundation of the trade went back and forth a ton, and we came back here another late second for Burden. So Vapad needed to add some players. He did that, right? Played a couple seconds to do it. Bad Moon Rising, he accomplished something. He'll go use those seconds elsewhere. So good deal, y'all. Appreciate it. Yeah. All Gas Trade Show League coming through again. Love to see it. You failed me. Best ball, 12 by 11, super flex, PPR, 30-man rosters. On the screen, we got a big boy deal here. So you failed me, sends away Justin Jefferson and Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason, the love child of the fantasy community this week. It's going to put up 42 points, Gabe, according to everyone.
And last year too, with Christian McCaffrey out, he was everybody was in love with Jordan Mason.
Oh, baby. I guess if I went through Big Diaz's transaction log, it was 80% Jordan Mason and 30%. What's that other guy from the guy with long hair from Steele, Carson Steele? Right?
Oh, yeah. I was like, I don't know where we're going with this. You didn't give me any context here.
Zero. You failed me. Send away Justin Jefferson and Jordan Mason. He got into Derrick Henry, George Pickens, Garrett Wilson, and a 2027 third. Gabe, 12 by 11 best ball, man. Where's the delta between Derrick Henry, Jordan Mason? You got Justin Jefferson, Pickens, Wilson, and a third. Man, like in best ball, I'm okay to split up my top end assets, right? But I got to make sure I am getting back something substantial I can sink my teeth into. I think it comes down to how important that Derrick Henry is to your team, man. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's interesting because, all right, so we'll start with Jordan Mason, right? Jordan Mason, obviously Aaron Jones is out now, but even when Aaron Jones was in, it was clear that Jordan Mason was overtaking that backfield. Every single snap, like it was very clear that they wanted to get Jordan Mason very much involved, and he was going to be the focal point of that backfield, right? Justin Jefferson, Ty, I want to ask you, my friend, because I have the receipts. You have been a very big JJ McCarthy truther.
Yes.
What's going on out in Minnesota with our boy Justin Jefferson and JJ McCarthy, man?
Yeah. Well, it's not great. Again, JJ McCarthy looks like someone who hasn't played NFL football, right? And that offensive line, it's not great. Christian Darrisaw's not back yet. So their right tackle is a bit of a turnstile right now. So like I said, there's questions, and I think we probably should have pumped the brakes, on what the expectations were for JJ McCarthy coming out of the gate. What is the number one killer of dynasty teams? Hope. And what happened with these teams that me included, I made some bets on JJ McCarthy being a quarterback that I can start from the start of the season, right? Is that hope, that expectation that comes with that, that's where we get this disappointment. Yeah. I think Justin Jefferson is going to be Justin Jefferson. He's going to be Justin Jefferson. Like, I'm not worried on like the Jefferson thing. My hope is that it looks better as the season goes on. My hope is that Wentz can run an offense and that JJ McCarthy can take this time, learn, heal, and hopefully come back. Like I'm at what my expectation is now is we see the slow, steady rise like we did with Bryce Young throughout the last year, but not the year after with Bryce Young like we're going through right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely get that, right? And so it hasn't looked good, right? I mean, to your point, Justin Jefferson, I think I just saw he's currently wide receiver 28 on the year, right? And so, with what you had to draft, Justin Jefferson with, or what you had to have spent to get him, depending on when you got him, right? Like, that's not good, man. It's not good at all. Derrick Henry has had a couple issues, Ty. Very unorthodox for Derrick Henry. He's had a lot of issues fumbling. He's fumbled a couple times, and it's not like him, right? And I know this past game, he was kind of put in the doghouse. He didn't get any of the goal line work at the very end there. And so, I still think Derrick Henry is going to be Derrick Henry. I'm not looking into that too much. And so, GP, he didn't have a very good game against the Giants. I know for fantasy it looked great, but it was also an overtime touchdown. Like there wasn't like prior to overtime, he wasn't a viable starter. Like he had, I think, a couple of catches for maybe like 30 or 40 yards. Like it wasn't very good, right? And so what ended up saving his day at the very end was that touchdown in overtime. And so Garrett Wilson, again, I think another guy that the community's kind of lukewarm on, where after that first game with Justin Fields, it was like, oh, this is going to be really nice, right? Maybe we were kind of thinking too much about it. And, after the second game, it's kind of like, well, we'll see, because it didn't look very good, right? It didn't look very good. So I agree with you, man. I think for me, this is going to kind of come down to Derrick Henry and what you think, how much of a gap you think he can outproduce Jordan Mason. In the big picture, Ty, I think I'm just going to stick with Justin Jefferson, man, and Jordan Mason. I know that in a best ball league, I typically try to lean multiple assets, but I have question marks on the Justin Jefferson and Jordan Mason side. Well, damn it, I have just as many question marks on the George Pickens, Garrett Wilson, and Derrick Henry side, right? So for me, I'm just going to go with the elite wide receiver, the cream of the cream, if you will, right?
The cream of the cream.
The cream of the cream, like the best of the best, right? Like that's where I'm gonna lean.
Creme de la creme.
Creme de la creme. Yes, I'm gonna stick with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Mason and expect that now that Aaron Jones is out of the picture, there's probably not too much of a gap between the two.
Yeah, people are expecting that bell cow usage from that Jordan Mason. I'm looking at some stats here. So Aaron Jones, -8 rushing yards over expected, -1.8 rushing EPA. How about that Jordan Mason, +14 rushing yards over expected, +6 rushing yards over expected per attempt. So Jordan Mason's the one that's actually producing when he gets the ball. And I agree, from a visual standpoint, you saw him and the way that he's running the ball, the way they're using him, that's the one that's going to be scoring fantasy points right now. Aaron Jones is out of the way. I'm excited for the next 4 weeks for Jordan Mason. I'm also very easily adding him into deals to get things done.
Oh, yeah.
Man, even Garrett Wilson. I think the point was never Garrett Wilson is not good at football. It's that can this offense support Garrett Wilson, right?
Correct.
And
absolutely,
even before Justin Fields scrambled his eggs, it wasn't looking too great. Like very minimal passing yards. Even in that game, though, Garrett Wilson 849 Trinity score, but only came back with 9 points.
Not good.
Not good, but still getting used in the way that's going to score fantasy points. Are you going to trust Tyrod Taylor to bring him across the line here over the next week or so?
No.
TBD, right? Man, Pickens, Wilson, Henry, a third, Jefferson, Mason. I feel like I can do more with the Jefferson Mason side, especially where we're at today, even with the concerns with the Minnesota offense. So on you failed me's team. Lamar, Hurts, Daniel Jones. We got Henry, Kamara, Swift, Rashad White, Caleb Johnson, and bodies. We got Wilson, Tyreek, Sutton, Pickens, Smitty, and bodies. Njoku, Henry, Fant, Gesicki, and bodies. Placed a lot of bets on specific running backs that didn't work up during the start. So he had no impactful running backs or wide receivers aside from JJ. He figured Henry gives him the hammer at running back, and the Pickens-Wilson combo should give me enough depth to overcome JJ's absence. May still have a good month, but beyond that, not sure. That's fair, man.
That's fair.
I don't really disagree with that analysis. I think in a best ball league, a 12 by 11, Pickens and Wilson for Jefferson, you're probably going to be hard pressed to find a better deal right now, especially with what we've seen through the first 2 weeks with Minnesota. So I'm cool with that. In a bubble, I'm definitely cool sending Jordan Mason away for Derrick Henry in a third, if that's the price that I'm paying, right? So from a best ball perspective, I will take you failed me. So I will take the 4 for 2. But if my goal is flexibility and being able to do things with things, I think at least for the next 4 weeks, I feel very interested in what I can do with Jordan Mason. And then when JJ McCarthy comes back, if and when it looks good, I think Justin Jefferson's still going to be Justin Jefferson. So I don't got to move up that just yet. But this is a good one. And I wonder what the people think. You want Henry, Pickens, Wilson in a third? You want Jefferson and Jordan Mason in a 12 by 11 best ball? Let us know. All right, Gabe. Mendeleev brings us a 12 by 10 Superflex PPR tight end premium. And we got that best ball. That boy Baker Mayfield, we talked about him, and Rashee Rice, the looming wide receiver one, coming back eventually, right? Speeding to a dynasty roster near you. Trying to sense away Bo Nix and a 26 first to get it done, though. People like Bo Nix, that Denver offense, something so far. Something.
Yeah, something is saying it nicely.
So, Gabe, let me ask you. Are you sending any 26 first for Rashee Rice with what you know today?
Yes. I want Rashee Rice over a 26 first. Yes.
Okay. So we're betting.
Aside of them from being very early, then yes.
Sure. We only get 126 first per year, right? We get one of them things. There's a ton of wide receivers. That's one of the bets you're willing to make.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. Especially with the way that Kansas City has looked absent a good receiver. Oh, yeah. Rashee Rice will be peppered with targets when he gets back. And I want that because he's a great receiver, man. He's a great receiver tethered to Patrick Mahomes. And you can see it. It's very evident right now watching the game. They need a good wide receiver there because they can't move the football to save their life.
All right. Now, my question for you, how much is it worth for you to move off a 30-year-old Baker Mayfield? We've already talked about him. The 25-year-old Bo Nix, who people like. People are pegging him as the next big thing, Gabe.
Ty, am I crazy to think that I want Baker Mayfield over Bo Nix?
I don't think you're crazy. I think that's an actionable piece of thing that you could do if you're trying to get a plus on top of your Bo Nix for Baker Mayfield.
I mean, I would, if we're saying that we would be willing to send, Joe Burrow for Baker Mayfield right now in point scoring season, almost 1 for 1. I mean, obviously we would hope to get a plus on top of that, right? But if we're almost there, I am 1,000% going to take Joe Burrow over Bo Nix, and that's not even close for me. So, again, I think from a point scoring perspective, it's Baker Mayfield all day, every day. And so I don't think that delta is very much, in my opinion, especially in a 12 by 10.
I'm looking at a couple deals here on using Dynasty Daddy's trade database. Baker Mayfield in a second for Bo Nix a couple times.
Yeah.
This deal is on there as well. There's a couple sides that, Bo Nix in 2 seconds for Baker. So it sounds like, people are on kind of both sides.
That is crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
But it does look like this is a handoff that's happened. Yeah. Bo Nix in a second for Baker Mayfield in a first. Right. I love that. I would love that deal.
Oh yeah.
Right. But it sounds like, so that you can maybe get a second on top of that. So now I guess if let's say it's a second on top of Baker to get to Bo Nix, is that first and a second price worth it for Rashee Rice on your dynasty teams?
Man, again, with what I know right now, Rashee Rice coming back in 3 weeks at this point, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Yeah, Ty.
You got to eat that zero in best ball.
I get it, man. I get it. But when he comes back, that is going to be a potential, wide receiver bomb. Yeah. Again, if those are late picks, then absolutely, man. I'll just take Rashee Rice over the first and second difference in value, if you will.
Yeah.
And again, from a point scoring perspective, I'm going to take Baker Mayfield is going to outscore Bo Nix. And I don't think that's very crazy to say.
No, this is a great deal. Yeah. I think from a flexibility trade standpoint, I think Bo Nix in a first, the pressure's off of you to be right, and you can do whatever you want with that. But I think Baker Mayfield to Bo Nix, I feel the exact same. No matter which one is in my lineup, you give me Rashee Rice for a first, I'll pay the iron price for that. So I'll take try and two side here of Baker Mayfield and Rashee Rice, but Pookie 98, I like your side as well there with Bo Nix in a first. So great deal, y'all. Okay, Warnell, 14 teams, start 10, Superflex PPR. It's a 0.5 tight end premium. It's a 0.2 point per carry and a little bonus for receiving yards as well. Okay, we got Jaden Reed, Travis Hunter, 26 first, and the 27 first belonging to Warnell 4. Being sent away for Drake London, Quinshon Judkins.
Oh,
and a 26 third, my friend. I don't know how much victory lapping you've done on the old Judkins bets. We like ourselves some Drake London. We've talked Jaden Reed. Hunter, man.
Not good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only 2 weeks in, right?
It's 2 weeks.
But not good.
I don't want to overreact, right? You want him to be playing offense, right? I think there's pivots you can probably make with Travis Hunter, but I'm also here to ride the bet out. Like I'm not, moving off, but hey, using that 102 to get Travis Hunter, maybe not the best use of ads. But you get 2 first with it too, man. So let me ask you, Gabe.
All right.
Is it still a 26 first? You're sending that for Quinshon Judkins?
I was just thinking about this, man. So going back to your earlier question, it feels good. It feels very good to give the people some actionable information that actually is correct and everything too. Quinshon Judkins, man. I don't know how many times I said it, even with Shane and with Brandon on the redraft show. Like it was just something that if he had the opportunity when he came back, if he signed that contract, it was going to be wheels up for him. And you're seeing that now. He is easily the best running back in that Cleveland offense. And so, damn it, Ty. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep it going, man. I would be willing to send that first for Quinshon Judkins. I mean, I don't see how you can't, you know what I mean? I mean, again, the runway is so clear for him. The same thing that I've said about like Egbuka, for example, right? Like the pathway is so clear for this guy right now to be the running back in Cleveland is just so clear. And I think it is worth a first, man. Again, a lot of people liked him coming out of college. A lot of people were really excited about him. And then they just kind of got lukewarm on him because of the, assault charge and everything, rightfully so. But now that you know that charges weren't pressed, he's not going to be facing NFL suspension, and he already got his contract. And I mean, what more are we waiting for at this point? You had to pay a first to get him this past year in rookie drafts.
Yeah. He's the only running back that hasn't disappointed us yet of the rookie class, right? So automatically, the cream is the cream, as Gabe would say.
The sayings that we've said, yeah, right, in this show.
So now let me ask you, Gabe. So with that in
right.
mind, Drake London in a third, or Jaden Reed, Travis Hunter in a first?
Ty, I know that everybody is a little upset right now with the way that Travis Hunter is being utilized. But again, I think Ray always says it right. You got to listen to what the teams are telling you. I mean, they drafted this guy to play both sides of the football. The split is maybe not what we wanted it to be from a fantasy perspective, but at the end of the day, they don't care about our fantasy rosters. They're going to be doing what's best for themselves and the team, right? And so, for me, yeah, man, Travis Hunter a first and Jaden Reed. Give me Drake London in a third. Like I'll take Drake London in a third, and I can figure it out because I just don't know what that split is, man, for Travis Hunter. And yeah, Drake London is an elite wide receiver, man.
Yeah.
Or
it hasn't fully kind of come to fruition with London yet, but
Correct.
it's probably coming, right?
Yeah.
I like first. I like Hunter. Yeah, man. I think again, it's just if it was more predictable with Hunter of what he's going to be doing when and how consistently, sure. I also think if Travis Hunter, gets the ball put into his breadbasket and he catches, a nice touchdown or two, we're feeling different today. So I think that runway can shift very easily. If you're convicted on those first, you're convicted on Hunter. I'm okay with it. No other context here. Well, we have context, but we need to really go into it. I'm going London. I'm going Judkins, and I'm going a third. Thank you for your service, Hunter. It was fun while it lasted.
All of 2 weeks.
All of 2 weeks. Yeah. All right. Let's we got one here from Stebo. He got a running back in Royal Rumble. So 14 by 11. It's
Very
best
nice.
ball, 25-man rosters. Stebo sends away Ladd in a second. Gets Devon Achane, Hunter Renfrow, and Adam Thielen. People like Ladd. People like seconds. Well, Achane is looking like Achane. There's no change to that bet. Renfrow, pleasant surprise. Thielen, MIA in that Minnesota offense, which is, again, sputtering to get off the line. Man, I'll tell you what. Rumble.
It's Achane.
It's Achane, man.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Achane.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything else we have to go into here?
No. Just for the people real quick. I mean, it is just a juice to running back scoring. Achane, RB2 on the year right now. I mean, he looks like the Devon Achane that you would expect to be getting week to week. And in a format that is heavily juiced to running backs, it's Achane over Ladd McConkey. Yeah.
100%. Good one, Stebo. Again, it's a good one for Richie too, right? Like, I like the idea of getting McConkey in a third or a second, but you got to do it with a plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think in Rumble, I feel better about replacing some of that wide receiver value versus giving up the guy in Achane, which again, could just be the league breaker. So
yeah,
different motivations. I'll take the Achane side, but good little deal. Okay. So I said a good little deal. This next one is not a little deal, but we'll stick with MFL. Okay, we got Josh McAtee, a.k.a. Harold Fan and Exodia.
Oof.
12-team, Superflex, start 10, 28-man rosters, 2.0 tight end, premium, always upgrading. Sending away the Canadian King, Alec Iomanner, A.J. Brown, Travis Hunter in 2 seconds from Malik Neighbors.
Is this a lineup league?
This is a lineup league.
Okay, then that changes this answer for me.
I'm assuming best ball, it's package, lineup, you're upgrading.
Yes. And I'll tell you why. Ty, what's going on with our boy?
AJ Brown?
Yeah, man.
Bro, he's running 8-yard in routes and they're playing zone coverage. It's Philadelphia doesn't need to do anything but run the ball right now.
I know. And that's the worst. And that's the worst part about it, right? Like that is the worst part about it. But you know who's out there catching freaking bombs left and right from Russell Wilson? Malik Neighbors. And he's looking damn good doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, second year in the offense, continuing to do exactly what you want him to do. One side of this trade, Ty, has a lot of assets that we like, but are slowly trending downward, in my opinion. And then you have one that people are already penciling Malik Neighbors as the wide receiver 1 in Dynasty. You know what I mean? At this point. And so, and I guess sitting back, like, I mean, I can't sit there and fault them for that, right? Like, at the end of the day, he's doing everything that you want on a not so great team right now, which again, I mean, they're kind of been hot and cold depending on the week, but he's doing everything that you want. He's being peppered with targets. He looks really damn good, man. AJ Brown has disappointed, especially from our expectations. And again, I will own that because we expected him to be a lot better. But to your point, Philadelphia doesn't have to do anything besides run the ball. But at what point does that change? Who knows? Right. And then Travis Hunter, we just went off on talking about Travis Hunter. His splits have not been great in Jacksonville right now. And just Jacksonville as a whole doesn't look good. I mean, we were sitting there questioning BTJ and everything too. So it's just, I don't know, man. Again, is it expensive? Yes, it is expensive. And in a best ball league, I'm going to take AJ Brown, Travis Hunter, Ayo Maynor, and of course the seconds, because I just think I can put more points together with that package. But in a 12 by 10 lineup league, man, best of the best, week to week, I trust Malik Neighbors over the 3 players that you're giving up, man. Yeah.
So I like Ayo Maynor, 7.07 Trinity on the year so far, 9.45 in the buy zone of the chart.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
And looked good. He's looked good.
Gabe, rest of season here, or even just Dynasty in general, you want AJ Brown with that 4.72 Trinity on the year, or do you want Travis Hunter with a 4.51 Trinity?
Geez, don't make me do this time. Let's just skip this segment. Let's just skip this segment.
No, I'm putting you back on the hot seat.
AJ Brown or Travis Hunt? Jesus Christ, dude. I'm gonna just take. I don't love it, man, but I'm gonna take Travis Hunter. I'll take Travis Hunter in the hopes that it gets better. That being said, I'm concerned about AJ Brown, but right now is not the time to move AJ Brown. Please hear me very loud and clear. If you want off of AJ Brown, right now is not the time to move him.
Or use him like this, where you duct tape a bunch of things together and go and get Malik Neighbors.
Yes.
8.91 Trinity on the year, 24.9 points. Like per game. Like that's what we're aiming for.
Trinity?
Yeah, buddy.
Jesus. Wow.
That's what, like that. Certain players are worth it. They're worth the consolidation. And I'm gonna do what the NFL is telling me, which is Neighbors is being used like that elite dynasty asset that we've penciled them in for. So let me duct tape the things that are disappointing, that have hope, that can be attractive to a manager who wants to split out. And again, if I have a Malik Neighbors on an orphan team and you're telling me I can get Ayo Maynor, Brown, Hunter in 2 seconds, that's a great deal for someone that needs to split. But on a team that's constantly trying to upgrade, like old Josh McAtee, friend of the show, give me Neighbors.
Crazy. Holy.
All right. I know we're tough for time. I got one more for you. Okay. It's going to be buoyant here. So 12 teams, start 10, Superflex, PPR, 0.15 point per carry. My boy Boyan. He got into Dak Prescott and his guy, Keenan Allen. Boyan's Chargers fan. That's me. I sent away that. I got into Brock Purdy in a second. It was a pretty easy deal for us. Boyan is, he's trying to win. He's got a decent team. He needed quarterback help. I had a plethora of quarterbacks. So I had some of the backups hit. So I had like a Mariota and something else in the roster already. So I'm like, I can eat the value for a couple weeks. Give me Purdy. I'll take a second for Keenan Allen. This felt like a pretty easy handoff for, like 2 contending teams, one that's flush at quarterback, one that needs the upgrade there. How do you feel here?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I kind of feel the same way, right? I mean, I will give Dak his flowers. He has looked very good. Dallas offense has looked very, very good throughout the first 2 weeks. And so I want Dak, man. Like again, he's a guy that I am not actively looking to purchase, but if it's there, man, and the opportunity and the window is there, then absolutely I'm willing to acquire some Dak Prescott. Brock Purdy, though, on the flip side of that, I mean, he's right there also. He's, a guy that right now he's injured, but if he were playing, he would be pretty much neck and neck with Dak. It's probably Purdy over Dak if they're both playing and both performing very similarly. The Keenan Allen, again, I mean, this is a great cash out price, Ty, in my opinion. Like for Keenan Allen, if you can get a projected late second for Keenan Allen, I would want to do that majority of the times. But again, I think for me, this is I can go either way with this trade, depending on what you're trying to do. If you need the points right now, you want the wide receiver, then yeah, it's Dak and Keenan Allen. But if you're flush at quarterback and you don't need, Dak, and you're getting a little bit of extra value right now on that Keenan Allen, then yeah, it's Brock Purdy in the second. So I think it's a good deal, man, both ways.
Yeah, man. Keenan Allen's smashing right now, dude.
Oh, dude, 1,000%. He's doing great. But he also the reality is that he is 33, 34 years old, and so if you're not contending right now, then getting a second for a 34-year-old wide receiver is pretty good practice.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. No, I agree. So, but I mean, this one made a lot of sense for me. I'm just looking at some of these, man. Just get some Keenan Allen if you need some points. That's a pretty easy move to make. It's definitely there. People are gonna want off their Keenan Allens if they aren't using them right now, and you can plug them in, and with the plan, that's a good deal. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and that's honestly like a great thing to kind of like leave off too. Like at the end of the day, at the end of the season, right? Whenever we have some of these guys, we look to move the Keenan Allens, the Adam Thielens for just whatever we can get for them. Lo and behold, now you can get a second when 2 months ago you couldn't give Keenan Allen away.
Right.
But that's what happens when we're in point scoring season, my friends.
I don't think they believed us when we said things are going to change. As soon as week one starts, man, throw all this preconceived notions and expectations out the window. So what's happening in front of us, we got to adjust. It feels yucky sometimes. I struggle with, where my prior's at versus now. I'm hat in hand looking at James Cook being like, man, that boy's scoring some damn points. I did buy a James Cook share before the season started. So, I played against my biases. I've sent out offers to try and get some more James Cooks. So you gotta pivot, you gotta adjust, right? But Gabe, anything else happening for you this weekend, my friend? And where can the people find you online?
No, nothing. Just going to be a very relaxing weekend, hanging out with the family, the wifey and the baby. And then you guys can find me on X at iGabe_FF. Hit me up in the Discord at iGabe7. Again, we're there all the time in the DD Fantasy Football Discord. So hit us up.
Yep. Patreon.com/allgas, ddfantasyfootball.com for all the tools on the show. Stay tapped into DDFFB's YouTube page. I am on tonight with Brandon on the mailbag. So that will be a fun little time tonight. Make sure you tune in for that. Again, hit that little join button, get some sweatpants emojis, get early access, ad-free watching, all that stuff that comes with being a member. We love y'all. It's been a fun week. We got many more trades to make, many more pivots to make. Stay tapped in. We're all going through it together, and we'll find the way through. Love y'all. We out of this thing. Peace.